was on my way to a massive corporation in the Gulf of Florida, near the deepest abyss in the Atlantic, the Milwaukee Deep, 8,500 meters below sea level. EnTrOx, under new management, was Aqua's nerve center for breathing gas, fuel, and transport. I was also looking for the antique data treasures that Admiral Cox and the rest of the world's elite powers were desperately trying to find. The fact that I had to search the area our ancestors called the Devil's Triangle, east of a group of islands called the Bermudas, gave me a pretty good idea that whatever they were looking for boded ill. An ancient legend said that this aquatory was the playground for the devil himself. Of course, another story said it was a secret alien base carrying out electromagnetic experiments. To me, it looked more like a scrapyard, proving only that our forefathers knew little about ships, compass needles, and the aero and hydrodynamics of the atmosphere. Then there was the threat that a massive methane bubble might break loose below and head for the surface, weakening the specific gravity of the ocean, which just happened to be keeping my ship afloat. Whoever created the power plant world of EnTrOx must have had a large and voracious brain with an extra gland devoted to hellish madness. Under the EnTrOx turbine facilities, you can feel the crushing threat of extinction more than anywhere in Aqua. Our feeble-minded ancestors located their most highly developed launch site here, eager to conquer what they called the heavens at any cost. All around me on the seabed were the twisted remains of their idiotic efforts, testifying instead that they ended up down here, in hell.
How may I help you, sir?
How about 2 out of 3 falls in my bathtub?
I'm sorry, sir, but that's outside of my area of expertise. I'm trained to sell tickets.
Tell me, how do you like working at EnTrOx, Sugar Coral?
It's much better than it was under Vanderbilt. We even have trade union now, and the retirement benefits are first class.
Okay, but what about sex and crime? I hear you guys do a great side business in industrial espionage.
Competing in the international market requires vigilance, sir.
Flynn! Damn. I'm sorry, but I don't have time to give you a proper welcome right now. I've got to shove off.
Sergei Chang, the new boss of EnTrOx, in a hurry? What's up?
We're in trouble. The supporters of my predecessor, Leo Van der Waal, are hitting us again and again with sabotage and terrorism. I just met with Lisa Bonham, one of your wings, a minute ago. If you want to know more, talk to her. I just don't have the time now.
Great. I wonder where the hell she's off to now.
Believe me, the new EnTrOx is above board, under control, and international. It's not the old tangle of power and money that it used to be, when Leo Van der Waal still wielded the scepter. It's a fact that his gun-running gang almost triggered a war.
You don't have to tell me about it. I was there. So where's Van der Waal now? Jail, I hope. But people like him don't usually do time.
Not unless you consider a stylish new station off Old Hudson Bay doing time. It's called Gotham. They rake in mega credits through illegal methane hydrate mining in the Bermuda Triangle, along with the usual techno smoke.
Harper likes to keep track of any possible source of income.
Watch out, Harper. Too much avarice blocks the blood vessels.
That's what they used to say about salt. I think it's all hogwash.
Personally, I think Van der Waal may be planning a return to power. He's already hired a real fighting machine named Lloyd to head his ex-Interpol battle gang.
Christina Lloyd. I know her. She looks like a patchwork quilt. A real plague. Dangerous as a great white. Hey, DeGrange is calling for me for check-in.
Say whatever you want. Hydrate is a superb energy source. You can't blame Vanderval for getting in and making a profit before a bunch of international office farts decide who gets what and how much.
If it's illegal, it's illegal. Methane hydrate is intended to be a democratic fuel, with fair and equitable distribution.
Sediment, my dear, sediment. I won't hear such nonsense. What does fairness mean in Aqua, when there's always the threat that someone will turn off your air? We live like drones, sneaking and ducking around, keeping our traps shut in the hope we'll live another day. Protest once against anything, and you get your throat torn out.
Well, man is dominated by physical urges. Gluttony, territoriality, and procreation.
Oh, stop your complaining, Flint. Think positive. Life means hope.
Lady, knock off the esoteric waffling. Hoping means freaking out.
Flint, make your way to the power station. Chang will contact you there. And don't forget, Vanderval's gang is as dangerous as they come.
Yeah, I know. He's got Christina Lloyd running the show.
Lloyd? That ragbag? She's got more titanium in her face than you have protecting your cockpit.
But she is tough. I mean, really tough. I saw her in the Peru Trench during the hot vent crisis. She went in there like a barracuda. No inhibitions. I blew the stern off her bomber and she navigated what was left of it in her diving gear. She went for it. Sheer suicide. I've heard since then she has an artificial spine.
Yeah, made from alpha ceramics. That's what they're using for the new weapon barrels. You better watch out.
Lloyd is 100% the product of the Shogunate. Nerves of steel, bones of triple-hardened silicon carbonate, and a killer shark mentality.
Welcome to EnTrOx, Flint.
What's the word, Chang?
I know why you're here. Honestly, I have no idea what the contents of those ominous data files are. I also don't like being a pawn in a game where I don't know the rules, let alone the fact that it's being played at my house. I trust Admiral Cox, of course, but not the Chaos and Neapolis. If I were you, I would talk to the workers at the power storage station. They know the score. If a valve is jammed in Aqua, they can not only tell you where, but also when, why, and for how long.
That's good to know, Chang. Anything else?
Watch out for Vanderval and his gang of hired psychopaths, particularly Christina Lloyd. They're working the hydrate of the Bermuda Triangle in open defiance of international treaties. They're also involved in gun running, the illegal transfer of technology, the gene trade, and who knows what else. Don't make the mistake of thinking Vanderval's a toothless ex-tycoon. He's a mean old buzzard with a bite worse than a medicine.
Well, if he bites me, he'll need new dentures.
That's exactly the kind of attitude we need to try and Flint.
I'll be there.
Light Deadeye, have you been to Gotham before? I love it there. All that ultra-antique stuff like the Statue of Liberty, the Brooklyn Bridge. It's great.
Great and strange. Listen, I just ran into Chang and he was flying out the door. From the look of him, the pressure's on. I smell a job. What did he tell you?
I just had a little chat with his security boss. It seems Vanderval's men are helping themselves to EnTrOx energy. That's why they're sneaking around at the power storage station. They're tapping into it. They're acting pretty impudent because they know they've got better weapons and better pilots. When they bring in their tanker with its incredible energy storage systems, they flank it with scouts and bombers from the old Entropol Guard.
What the hell are the new EnTrOx police doing?
About all they can do. They sit back and watch. They're not up to it, Flint. They're kids. Hurried through cadet school and rapidly promoted. There is no experience there at all.
Sounds like our cue.
Yeah, but we're under strict orders from Chang not to destroy any of the EnTrOx station systems. That's not going to be easy.
Jeez, I feel like freaking Alice in Wonderland. Everything's so techno-cool. I think my smart suit's gonna freeze to my butt. I need fire, action, glowing torpedo tubes.
Having another one of your dopamine overdose fits, Harper? You've got your orders. Recover that data.
Whoa, the hell with that. I'm not a sleuth, Flint. I destroy things for a living.
Listen, Vanderval isn't going to make this easy for us, so we'll need good recon.
Alright, I can't argue with that. I hang around here, knock back a few hard tricks, try to blend in.
Harper, even when you're on your best behavior, you're about as inconspicuous as a stingray in a bathtub. Ask around, but make it snappy. We don't have time to waste on this one.
What can I get for you, stranger?
I've been hearing about a new kind of disease that comes out of the brackish water of the South China Sea. It kills people, but they're not dead. They turn into vegetables, but something inside them keeps kicking.
I know just what you're talking about. One Aquarium Tsunami Booster coming up.
Light! We're debating the pros and cons of the various communication systems.
You know, fiberglass, synapses, ELF. If you cut off just one station, it's as good as a death sentence.
What's with all the talk about synoptic communication?
Bionics, man! Via genetic engineering, Machina Antarctica has produced a highly sensitive ampulla of Lorenzini. Now, electric impulses can be passed from one synapse station to another. It works best in the sulfar layer, where cold and warm waters meet. In the future, everyone in Aqua will have their own synaptic number, and communication will be entirely neuroacoustic.
Enough, Leonie, enough. You'll have to excuse her. She's a physicist. She welcomes every change, but not me. I'm not that smart. And don't ask her about the turbine fields.
Oh, yes! We're registering increased velocity of the Gulf Stream. It won't be long until we reach the petawatt limit. For the first time in more than 500 years.
That sounds very industrious. Tell me, do you know anything about some antique data carriers that Vanderval might have in his possession?
That old codger has millions of credits worth of antiques. Try talking to Soveso in the power station. He used to decode transmissions for Vanderval.
Well, I know a war heroine when I see one.
Flint? Dead-Eye Flint? Jane Brooklyn, sabotaged to order. I heard they turned you into algae fertilizer off Australia. So what's a gorgeous hunk of human being like you doing in Vanderval's backwater?
Still kicking, for one thing. It's not easy turning me into sediment. Tell me, have you heard anything about synaptic transmission stations and how they can be eliminated?
Hey, you've got something cooking, don't you? Well, I just had orders to clean up an outside branch of the Shogunate, meaning take it offline for a while. The rule of thumb is to destroy the attached habitat that contains the cutout switch, which brings down the whole system. If you want more, talk to Atahualpa Jones. He's dealing drugs in Atacama City now, but he comes over here to make bulk purchases of synthetics. He's also a former EnTrOx cop.
Ew! It's so wet here. I love EnTrOx. The techno-gothic hype, the colors, everything's so wet. The next big bang in civilization, whoa, is going to happen right here.
Jones, I think you better zip home to the tornado zone and your cozy scavenger. Your drug-mangled brain can't handle a holiday like this. You ought to concentrate on something else, like the Entropol ships Vanderval uses. I hear you used to pilot one yourself.
Whoa! Oh, fire! Blood and bone splinters! That's the toughest outfit in Aqua. I got sucked in. The pressure never let up. We never slept. We could do it too because we developed a stimulant called turbo speed. But I do know how to blow those boys away. So, listen up. There's a very small spot on the side of their ships that isn't covered by turrets. Dude, those turrets can't swivel down vertically. An easy thing, but you better keep moving. When you have breakfast with the devil, you need a strong spoon.
We should go to navigation point 1 now. Let's go to navigation point 2, Flint. Now we're going to navigation point 3. Now we should look for navigation point 4.
Troops, we're experiencing a massive loss of energy. Knock that cargo ship out of commission. Good work. Clearly, we need to beef up our security forces.
That's not a bad idea. Van der Waal's gang seems powerful and motivated. They've got enough criminal drive to make a diplomat blush. Why is that?
I think the fall of the EnTrOx old guard bonded them together. Van der Waal is a charismatic man, and he doesn't mind sharing his success with his men. like a pirate captain who shares his loot.
Speaking of sharing and loot, I look forward to your upload of credits to my account. Are you Soveso? Charlie and Leone told me.
If she had one of her blabber attacks, I can only imagine what Leone told you.
Actually, she said you might know something about Vonderval and some antique data carriers.
I used to decrypt and catalog information for him, but that's not my business anymore. If it's important, go to the Blazing Ice and see if you can find little Kiz. She got my old job, and believe me, she's no fan of Vanderval's.
Cox here, on a secure line. It's starting. It won't be long until old Vanderval contacts you, Flint. He already knows you're snooping around. Stand by for further instructions regarding Operation Brainfire.
Brainfire? Ooh, that sounds important.
Important? Important is crap dung compared to what's at stake here. The demons that got themselves expelled from EnTrOx call their new station Gotham. It's an old name for New York because it's located near the Hudson Canyons. They're exploiting methane hydrate resources in the Devil's Triangle illegally. It's clear that they mean to return to the highest levels of power at EnTrOx. Listen, forget all that for now. I'm sending you some documents outlining your position. If Leo Vanderval doesn't accept the offer, we go to Plan B.
You've been identified as Emerald Flint. Please give the reason for your stay.
I'm on holiday, pal. What else would I be doing here?
Definitely the wrong answer. We'll keep an eye on you.
Don't look too close or I'll be a splinter in that eye, pal. Out.
Salam, Deadeye. Fighter from Hell. I am pleased that we meet. Have you a job at the moment?
Yes, business is good, Captain Rangoon. But I can always find time for a little extra work.
Excellent. A high-ranking delegation from floating Bombay just arrived. Clarence Rashid Gazara is inspecting the EnTrOx plans as part of an international oversight agreement. This includes the turbine field, the power storage plant, and the cold vents. What do you think about escorting the delegate?
Sure, Captain. For the right price, I'd even carry that fat diplomat's butt across the Cape Verde Rise.
Now that was very undiplomatic and pure Flint.
Sweet little lethal Lisa. What brings you this way, baby?
I'm trying to choke down a cocktail called A Mouthful of Liquid Death. I think I'd have better luck with a mixture of liquid nitrogen and nitric acid.
You hearing anything about possible jobs?
You bet, boss. I met with Chris Kruger, the cargo ship captain from Benthus Unlimited. They are loading near the cold vents at the Bermuda Triangle, and there seems to be a lot of trouble in the water. Talk to Kruger, and fortune may smile on us. He's in Chang's office right now.
Sunny Lisa. Are we gonna do the job together? I hope so.
Ah, Flint! What are you doing around here?
I'm taking an educational sabbatical. Do you happen to know what methane hydrate is good for?
It's a potent source of energy. 1 cubic centimeter of methane ice produces 170 cubic centimeters of flammable gas. That's good for remote or isolated stations and dwellings. It's also cheap and democratic, now that no one is allowed to exploit it on their own.
Sure, okay. So, well, see you again sometime.
And remember, if you froze the water in all the oceans into 1 cubic kilometer ice cubes, they would cover the distance from the Earth to the Sun 10 times. Isn't that amazing? The Sun is 149 million kilometers away.
Sun? What the hell is a sun?
The transporter captain reports that the senator from floating Bombay is on board. Entropol could not provide sufficient protection. We are supposed to escort the transporter. Follow the marked object. transporter scanners have discovered something at the new navigation point. Let's check it out.
Damn, Flint! Check it out! Pilot pads is hard! Come on, let's chew him up!
Under attack. We just went for the decoy.
I can handle these creepy pirates! Go out and set it before he wets the pig!
Hurry! The senator wants to know who your poet is. Follow the marked object. Reporting serious damage. Technicians are attempting to repair the engines. The senator is complaining. Defend the transporter until she's underway. EnTrOx is on the way to assist. Yeah, we did it. The senator says we should be happy. He'll buy around and let some credits flow.
Salam, my friend. I am to thank you in the name of Clans du Gazara and wish you a long and shining life, full of bliss and many children.
Well, that's nice. Almost as nice as having credits uploaded into my account. I hope we meet again, Captain. Good luck.
Thanks. I'm on my way to Neopolis to track down a criminal who brings nothing but shame on the Clans Union. Salam, my friend.
If anyone finds out I'm talking to you, they'll beat me to a pulp. You don't know Van der Waal and his brutes.
Salam. Don't be afraid. I'll protect your identity. Van der Waal won't find out if we make this quick. So tell me, where can I find the code data?
He has a special place where he hoards his most precious treasures. In the torch of Lady Liberty. It's the perfect place, absolutely secure. Except you can crack it with brute force.
Damn. Well, if force doesn't work, we'll just take the whole damn statue. I'm sure as hell no safecracker.
Watch the old EnTrOx cops. They've got it covered like white on rice.
Flint! Christina Lloyd and Leo van der Waal here. I'm really sorry you're still breathing, Flint.
Now, hold your seahorses, Christina. Why don't we try talking like civilized people?
Okay, here's the deal. Van der Waal, I'm authorized to offer you and your collaborators amnesty in exchange for turning over an antique data carrier. Designation NASA 01MS.
To hell with that, Flint! I'm free now. I don't need any stinking amnesty.
Now, listen carefully, Flint. There will be no data. You know I'd back any experiment that promises a profit, regardless of the consequences to Aqua. But this data is too dangerous. You do not want this data. Believe me. And even if the oceans evaporate to the last drop, you will not get it.
If that's the way you want it, you already put yourself on a pedestal once, and we brought you down.
Now that we've gotten the diplomacy out of the way, here's my promise. Flint, because of what you did to me, I'm going to pull every one of your organs out of you within the next 48 hours!
Hey, Jigsaw Face, you must be dreaming.
Your attitude will change when I've got my hands on your throat.
That's it. I fulfilled my mission. We'll leave the rest to the future.
That future will be history for you, wise guy.
Flint, what's become of our offer to van der Waal? Nothing, I suppose.
Flat, Admiral. So what now? Plan B?
Yes. It's time to make them sweat blood. First, I want you to cut off Gotham by destroying the ELF and synapses stations. Then get those data carriers. When you're done wreaking havoc, head for the new EnTrOx headquarters and report to Chang.
Aye, aye, sir. Out.
We should go to navigation point 1 now.
Yeah! That one's headed for the bottom. Yeah! Target destroyed! Target slash midnight!
I've got a plan. If we can destroy the Transformers, their ground weapons won't have any more juice. Flint, there's no turning back. We need to pass them and head to the newly marked canyon. We should use the favorable currents here to sneak up. Stay out of sight and no engine noise. A report from Van der Waals EnTrOx. The old guard sent a formal warning. Okay, baby. I asked Lieutenants Piccolini and Harper to distract Van der Waals' men. Comms to Commander. Flint, I'll grab the codes, but you're going to have to give me cover. Follow the marked object. So I've got some company. Switch on dipole drive and let's get the hell out of here. Flint, baby. I got something big on my screen. Really big. Flint, you afterbirth of a rotten slime animal. It seems I should have motivated my men a bit more. Loyal pilots, concentrate on friendship. Catch the beast and destroy your supremacy and crush your privileges. Blast him till flesh drops on his bones. Yeah, target destroyed.
Hey, Flint! Providence has sent you to me.
I wouldn't go that far. I heard about you from Lisa, one of my trusted wings.
No matter. We got a cargo ship at the cold vents. It's just now been loaded with high-concentrate chemosynthetic protein for Neopolis. You know, sulfobacteria, crabs, mussels, riftia, and a bunch of fish at the end of the food chain. The protein has also been augmented via genetic engineering with some viruses we smuggled in with special DNA. Those sweet bacteria are producing human hormones now, pure medicine, and even trimethylaminoxide, more commonly known as TMAO.
What the hell is that good for?
What do I know? Under high pressure, it unfolds proteins correctly, makes them more stable. It's the trendiest medical supplement right now. What do you say? Can you help me out?
Sure, as long as your credits help me out in return.
Light, sweetie. Don't you look beat.
That was supposed to be my pitiful look for a sultry barmaid. I can see now you're not all that sultry, but I still wouldn't mind a little special treatment when this place closes.
Baby, I'd love to. But what the hell are you going to do for me all doubled up in pain?
Wow, you're a tough cookie. If I wasn't such an innocent, pure soul, I'd be lobster red.
If you had a pure soul, stranger, you wouldn't be nibbling on the bait.
Flynn, chemosynthetic protein is still very precious. You must guard that cargo ship along with the nearby mining vehicles.
Get back. Check out the new balance in your account. You did a hell of a job.
Thanks. The cargo is safe. You don't know how important that shipment was, Clint.
Whenever you need me, just start filling my account. I'm sure I'll see you around, Kruger.
Sure. What's the saying? All of Aqua is only a goldfish bowl. I'm going to take that cargo to Neopolis and personally save the lives of as many spoiled and rich gourmets as I can.
Well done.
Thank you, sir.
We've got the data. What now?
The data will be handed over to Commodore Sewell, but I have something else in mind for you. Admiral Cox assured me you'd help.
Emerald Flint. Selfless and fearless.
He's fearless because he knows his wingman will get him out of whatever mess he gets into.
Yes, I'm sure, Flint. Van der Waal is illegally exploiting methane hydrate from the area known as the Devil's Triangle between Florida, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico. Methane hydrate is an extremely potent energy source, which means Van der Waal is stealing billions of credits and energy from some of our neediest aquatories. Guarding this operation are Van der Waal's old EnTrOx guard under the command of Christina Lloyd. Our security service isn't any match for those old EnTrOx police veterans, which is why I'm turning to you.
Spell it out for me. Do you want Lloyd caught?
Yes, but that would be a bonus. Your first job is to find a cargo ship named Cape Fear. It's piloted by Lloyd and armed with heavy weapons, and we want it destroyed. It'll be tough because the ship is well protected by old EnTrOx guards and scouts and bombers. And remember, don't fire into those hydrate fields or you'll barbecue your own butt. But when you're done, report back here.
Tell me more about this methane hydrate, Chang.
It's strange stuff. 1 cubic centimeter of this burning ice stores up to 170 cubic centimeters of foul-smelling methane gas. If the methane comes out of solution and turns into a gas when you're nearby, your ship will sink as the bubbles rise. International agreements outlaw exploitation by private companies, and work on an aqua-wide extraction operation should assure fair and economical distribution of what is a very precious resource.
Check it out! Scouts from the old EnTrOx guard dead ahead! Rock and roll!
Watch out for the hydro deposits! They're highly combustible, and one wild shot could make the whole place go up!
We should go to navigation point 1 now.
All caterpillars, far up! Can't do it now!
She literally said, if we don't get the hydrates, and nobody else will, and my bomber will make sure of that. I think we should put the heat on the Cape Fear before something terrible happens.
Yeah! That one's headed for the water. Target flying midnight!
What are you waiting for, Flint? Go to navigation point 1. What's Lloyd gonna do with the bomber?
Commander Flint, I think I know what they're up to. They're going to blow up the methane hydrate deposits. We must stop them immediately! destroyed! Target destroyed!
New orders, guys. Destroy the Cape Fear before it blows up the third field. Have fun.
Let's go to navigation point 2, Flint. Now we're going to navigation point 3. Attack the marked target now.
I love my job, especially the travel. What do you do? Are you examining the subduction zones here too? Or the reflection layer under the seabed? Gosh, the methane gas deposits here in the Bermuda Triangle are gigantic, aren't they? If there is an emission of gas, you'll get to see wonderful sparkling bubbles.
Yeah. Is that so?
Or the cold vents, where one submerging continental plate is scraped off by another. The pores of the sediments are squeezed under tectonic pressure, and gases and water are admitted. Thus, the cold vents.
Like the hot vents off Galapagos?
Yes, similar to their chemosynthetic life needs no photosynthesis. It flourishes around the cold vents, too. Hey, barkeeper, mix another midbrain assassin for yours truly. Rips up your gullet and numbs your backside, if you know what I mean.
That was good work, Flint. Too bad Lloyd managed to escape.
Don't worry, we made a date to shoot it out later. Any idea where she went?
The turbine area, where she's doing a hell of a lot of damage. If she takes out 3 of the turbines, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. The working turbines put a brake on the current. Without them, the current will become too dangerous. We've already got too many turbines out of service for maintenance as it is. We may also be close to open war between the old and new EnTrOx. To be honest, the situation has been smoldering for a long time now, and it's beginning to burn out of control. My men want to show Van der Waal's old guard what the score is, and they want to do the same to us. I don't know how much longer we have.
You don't have to wait. I'm ready.
I'm waiting. You conforming, obsequious, hypocritical government baptizer!
Hey, do you still have that horrible neural prosthesis in your head? The one that empties your bladder whenever you get too close to ELF waves?
You arrogant, disgusting, sigma-eating, slime-clapping freak! There won't be any legs on your dry blood body when it hits the sea bottom! I'm gonna sell your organs on the black market and use your shrunken head as a joystick!
You can't stop thinking about me, can you? Well, here I come, jigsaw face.
Just a reminder, we're at the edge of the Gulf Stream. If that doesn't mean anything to you, try to imagine the most gigantic water pump you can think of. This natural pump provided Europe with a perpetually mild climate in the old days. But that stopped when the greenhouse gases melted the ice over Greenland, after which the northern hemisphere was further warmed by a giant atmospheric explosion sometime in the 22nd century. Only now is the current regaining its strength, growing stronger and stronger. Some scientists see it as a sign of nature's resilience. EnTrOx, of course, sees it a bit differently. For them, it is a license to print money. But there's risk here too. Where we're going, the current is strong enough to bend concrete like seagrass in a tsunami. That's why EnTrOx chose the site to plant a bunch of turbines. They slow the current close to the sea bottom, enabling the turbines to protect each other and survive. If enough of them were blown up, then, baby, we'd have a catastrophe on our hands. Which is exactly what Lloyd has in mind. We should go to navigation point 1 now.
It's your turn now. We'll take care of the scouts. You concentrate on the bombers. Protect the turbines.
Let's go to navigation point 2, Flint. Attack the marked target now. all you've got, Flint, baby?
Welcome to the last hour of the rest of your life, Mr. Big Mouth. You should make peace with yourself while you have the chance.
Attack the marked target.
Come to the administration office.
Thanks a lot. Flint, that was a great turning point for EnTrOx.
I enjoyed it a little myself.
A credit upload to my account is all the gratitude I need.
You know, I trained as a battle pilot myself. Perhaps we'll see action together someday. Until that time,
I look forward to it, Chang.
Good work. The main thing is that we got the data code so Operation Brainfire can begin. Catch the next jump ship to the tornado zone. You'll need it there.
Admiral, there's something fishy about all this. Are you sure the Federation isn't going to do something stupid with that data?
Who can say for sure? Just forget it. Sewell's managing the project off Atacama City. Between you and me, I can't stand that new upstart. He and his new line gang. I'd love to reduce the Parliament to rubble.
Admiral, you're not cracking up on me, are you?
No, not at all. Just giving myself some options.